Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Keith, and for today I decided that I'm gonna be doing something different for my channel, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking today. I'm gonna be discussing to you guys and sharing to you guys tips and must-knows, personal experiences about my life as a medical technology student at Cebu Doctors University. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm going to be looking a lot into this paper right here because I actually have everything plotted out just so I don't veer off track and I don't say a lot of unnecessary things. And also I'm gonna tell you guys whichever university they choose to take the course from, it's going to be challenging. Like, there's no easy way out in here, and that's not meant to scare you. It's actually meant to just give you a heads up so you know what's in store for you. Medical technology is an amazing course. You get to learn a lot of things, but like at the same time you have to really be prepared to like digest a lot of information in a day in a short amount of time. Like, that means you have to sacrifice a lot of your sleep, and it's more study time for you. So I remember it was just first day of official classes when lectures are actually starting, and I just met this prof. She's very beautiful. So yeah, before the classes started, she was like, oh, so you were taking up medical technology, and all she could say was like, you're very brave for choosing this course, for taking this up. And I remember looking at my friends, it's like, is that supposed to be a good thing? Like, that actually scared me because like I had no idea. Oh, by the way, you guys, I'm part of the old curriculum. I'm not part of the new K-12 system. So, but basically we are going to be talking about same things anyway. You know, the topics in medical technology are the same. So first year, you're gonna be taking up general subjects, right? So I feel like that would be the perfect time for you to enjoy your university life. Like, you have the time to join clubs, you have the time to actually attend interims, or other people would actually go home to their province and during interims, because that's like a whole week of like no classes. So yeah, and some people would choose to take that time to study, I don't know, but like I took that time to actually hang out with friends and just stay at home and relax. So yeah, that's the time that's actually perfect for you to enjoy your university life and just to meet a lot of people and make friends. Actually, I made a lot of friends during my first year because I've been able to hang out with a lot of people. Basically, the only thing that I was worried about was chemistry and zoology. So those are the subjects that were major, but like those subjects, I feel like they're difficult, but then it's not as difficult as the subjects that you were going to be taking up on your third year and fourth year. There was a balance between my social life and my academics, so it was okay. Like, you know, it was all fun. So second year happened, and this is wherein we took up the class MT10. It's an introduction subject for the medical technology, and actually the one who was teaching that subject was our dean. I was so scared the first time I saw her, and like we were all quiet because we were all intimidated, you know, that kind of thing, because like she's a doctor, she's a dean, she's like, oh my god, one of those top people. So it's like we were really quiet, but then when she started discussing, it got really fun for us. The class was very exciting. She would share personal experiences, like her experiences of work, like from cases that she had on hospitals, and like, you know, just basically those things that would make everything super interesting. Like, it was just a fun class, honestly, and like she was pretty chill, but at the same time would always advise us to like study. She is introducing us to these subjects, and I was thinking this was just like the tip of the iceberg, but this wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. I'm telling you, this wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. There's more to the tip of the iceberg, and this wasn't it. It was just an overview of everything. So for MT10, this is wherein we had our exam. This is the first time that you're going to be introduced to the answer sheet, and that answer sheet is actually identical to the answer sheet that you are going to be using in the board exams. So that's part of the training. That's when my anxiety was starting, because that answer sheet, it's not gonna be counted. They're not gonna check it manually. A machine is gonna process that, and it'll count your scores and everything. So you have to be very careful with your answer sheet. It could be very sensitive, and if there's a dirt or if you get it wet, the machine might not read it and you get 0. And that's just terrible if you get a 0. I know anxiety isn't a good thing, but like at the same time it was good because I was actually trained to be very careful about my answer sheet and to be very careful at shading, and they would require you to use the pencil Mongol number 2 because that's what they use for the board exams as well, and that works best when you're shading. This is wherein we were introduced first to this gym area. On the 6th floor, it was a testing area, but like we've seen it during campus tour, but like we've never been in there and we have never really sat in there and took an exam. But like with MT10, it was the first time that we've ever done that. We sat there and it's like it's the battle area, and like you're seated apart from each other, like the chairs are really far away from each other, so you can't really like look, and don't even think about cheating because seriously, cheating isn't going to help. And other than that, they're very, very strict about cheating. So don't even think about it. I swear, don't even dare. That's where I was taking the exams for the rest of the year. Like especially during 3rd year and 4th year, that has always been the venue. So another major subject that we took up during 2nd year was human anatomy, which is, I love this subject. So like I'm not gonna say that it's easy because there are a lot of information that you have to memorize. Like in a day you have like 3 systems to memorize. Like, oh my gosh, it was a lot of information, but like since I love the subject, I actually love studying about it. So yeah, but like most of it I forgot about already since it's been years. So 3rd year, this is the start of everything because when I was in 3rd year, I was actually culture shocked, same as everybody, because all of the subjects that you are going to take up here all related to medical technology. So like this isn't something that you can take so easily anymore. This isn't something that you could be very, very complacent about because first of all, the professors are very strict, and that is not a bad thing because it's part of the training, and this is what makes CDU great, especially our college, because our professors are strict. Well, that means that you're actually going to have to be prepared for everything. But basically 3rd year subjects, you have lecture exams and laboratory exams. For lecture exams, these are, you're going to be meeting the gym a lot more during lecture exams. They're going to be discussing, for example, they're going to be discussing 3 topics, and then after that you're going to have an exam. But the thing is, people think it's easy because it's multiple choice, but it doesn't work like that. Because with MT10, when our dean was making the questions, I don't know if she's still making questions. The questions were very direct, and the answers were very direct as well. So it wasn't easy, but like as compared to 3rd year, like that was already easy. Because the instructions were direct, like the answers to choose from were direct. It doesn't confuse you, like you just have to pick one and then that's it. So like that was our idea basically of what multiple choice is going to be. But like taking the first exam, the lecture exam, I realized like you shouldn't be complacent just because it's a multiple choice. It's not going to be easy. And instructions are very important. The instructions that they give can be very tricky. That depends. I actually already forgot, but it has something to do with how you write your name, with if you're going to write your name or your seat number. That depends, but I forgot about all of it. But basically they're going to train you to follow instructions, to read instructions, which are very, very important for the board exams. So all of this, like probably if you are still taking medical technology, you wouldn't appreciate it, and you would think like the same way, honestly, like I thought of it like this is a bit harsh, like this is like the instructions are a bit tricky, like what does it have to do? But actually in reality it's all part of the training, which is very important because you have to make sure that you are actually reading the instructions during the board exam. So basically the first day of classes is actually the first day of your training and preparation for the board exam, and that's what's making it great, honestly, because like even though your professors are strict, you have to understand that they are being like that because they actually just want you to pass. And that's it, like honestly. During the laboratory exams, they're gonna be putting you in a holding area. It's in a different room while waiting for your turn. So the professor then calls out the next batch, and if you're part of that, you go out, you leave your bags, and just bring a ball pen with you. Remember to always bring an extra ball pen, by the way, because like you cannot, like there was one classmate that I have that ran out of ink and his ball pen wasn't working, so he ended up asking help from the professor, but like he got scolded because he wasn't prepared. And you know, you'd really panic if you don't have like, the professors are scary at that time, like they're very strict, so like you have to be really prepared. So bring extra ball pens, guys. So now you're lining up, and each time the buzzer sounds, someone will go in. It's one by one, so basically you're just waiting for your turn and you're in line, and you have to be very quiet. This is very like familiar to all of us, because someone will ask you what's a question just to recall something because he or she forgot this. Okay, so I've experienced like this girl behind me asked me, what's the spelling of this, what's the spelling of this word, blah 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 blah, what was it, what was that, how much was this, how much was that, what's the normal range for this, blah blah blah. And like honestly, I really didn't want to like start recalling a lot of things and panic, because it was so evident on her face that she was already in panic. And when I'm in line, I would just really like to clear my mind from everything and just not try to recall things, so that I won't get mental blocked when I am inside the laboratory, because that works well for me, like to clear my mind off before actually going to the battlefield. But like she was asking me, and then what happened was she was asking me of the spelling, and now I got confused. And it's like, before I even went out of the room, I know the spelling of that, I reviewed it, and now she was confusing me. And it's like, I told her the answer, and she's like, are you sure, like I think it has an E on it, I think it has blah blah blah. I'm like, now I'm confused, like I don't even know what the real answer is anymore. And like, you know, these are things that I just really want to avoid, because like when I go out of the room, I have my own answer, I know this, I know that. But at that time, when you're already panicking and others are panicking, it's just not a good idea to ask about it. And then like when she or he questions your answer, you're gonna get even more confused. So I'm just really like trying to avoid that. So as much as possible, I don't really talk with anyone when I'm already in line, because like I'm trying to prepare my brain for the battlefield, you know. So during laboratory practicals, it's just very important to not panic. And by the way, before the exam starts, so you're in the holding area, right? You have to listen to the professor, because they're probably going to give out last instructions. Okay, so you don't just simply write your name, especially when they're giving out the instruction. Like, it doesn't work that way, because sometimes they ask you to write your number, like according to your order, or like your ID number, and any other things that's not related to your name. Like you have to be very mindful about that, because if you don't follow instructions, you're gonna get deductions. And you know, even 1 point means a lot, because it could probably save you from failing, you know. You know, when we were in 4th year, we actually had to use a different colored ball pen for a certain item. So like it was like from 1 to 15 you have to use this color of ball pen, from 16 to 30 you have to use this kind of color. So like it's very important for you to be prepared, you know. Trains your mind to be alert and to just really follow instruction. Okay, so in the first semester, this is what worked out for me. So when I got home, I would actually be home at around 4 p.m. or 5. So I would take a shower and then go to bed straight. Then I would take a rest or sleep or nap for 3 hours. And then I would usually wake up at like 7 p.m. and 8 would be like the latest if the coverage isn't even a lot. So yeah, then 7 p.m. I would get up and then I would have dinner. After that, I'd just be prepared to make coffee. I would make coffee and then I would start studying. And the studying session is gonna go until 3 in the morning. So from 7 p.m. to 3 in the morning, and then I take a nap from 3 to 5. At 5 a.m. I wake up and then go to school, like get ready and then go to school. When I get to school, since we have a McDonald's literally right across the university, that's where I do my review. So in the morning, my dad would usually drive me to school, so it's super early still, so I would take the time, because normally classes would start at 7. I think that's the earliest. So before 7, I go to McDonald's. Sometimes I have my breakfast or just have a snack in the morning and then have my coffee and then start reviewing for the exam. Yeah, so that's what I do, and that has been my routine every day. And like you have to be ready to sacrifice your free days, because your free time is actually not your free time. It's actually just an additional time for studying. If you really want to pass, then study, study, study. That's all that you can do, honestly. Okay, so in third year, you're going to know about the cover to cover exams. So what do I mean by cover to cover? So basically, what you have studied from the very first topics, it's going to always be included on the current exam that you're taking, no matter if it's already like 9 topics being discussed, and like, because it works this way. For example, you have 3 topics that has been discussed, so that's the first one. You're gonna have your first lecture exam on that. So the next is you are going to be discussing another 3 different topics. Then you'd have your second lecture exam. So on the second lecture exam, whatever you studied for on the first lecture exam, that's going to be included, and it works the same way for your third or fourth lecture exam, to pre-fi, to finals. It's always going to be cover to cover. But I was honestly like super stressed out about it, because like there's just too much information to take in, and trust me when I say you can't really finish studying everything in one night, because like you're going to go back to page 1 to study everything for your current exam, but like there's a certain percentage of what will be included. So for the previous topics, they're only going to take out 10% from it, but like 10% may sound so small, but it's actually not, because it might help you out. You know, 1 point is very important, because it's a competitive environment and you're just striving to really pass, and everyone's desperate at this point, so it's gonna save you if you just study for it. So I admit I could never finish it. So during 4th year, like I said, it's not going to get easier. You are going to be dealing with case study presentations, and luckily for me, it's one of my strengths that I am able to face a lot of people, because I actually enjoy discussing things that I'm confident about. I was used to talking in front of people, especially during high school, since I do a lot of that, especially on reportings. So yeah, I can talk straight in English, so that's fine on that aspect. But like if you don't know the subject and you talk so well, like that's also going to be pointless, so you have to study. I was scared too, because like if it was our turn, and like sometimes I won't be able to answer questions. Like there's a certain case study presentation, and the diagnosis of that was actually amoebiasis. I was so confident enough that I've studied a lot of it already that I could possibly answer it, but at the same time I was still nervous. But then there's literally like questions that you wouldn't be expecting, sometimes questions that are just a major throwback. At the end of the 4th year, first semester, that's when everyone was so scared, because you're gonna go in the office one by one to get your grades, and that's when you would know if you are going to pass for internship or not. And I was too scared. I chickened out, and I was thinking so negatively, I'm probably not gonna pass, blah blah blah. So I made my mom go there. I wasn't brave enough to really face everything, so like I made my mom go there, and just because I had like terrible anxiety and I don't want to go through all of that. And like I remember sitting at home waiting for her call, and like waiting what was the result, like how was my grade, did I pass, am I eligible for an internship. So I think it was midday, I received a call from my mom, and then I was just asking her, like, I remember asking her, like, how was it? Did I fail? Like, you know, and she says, you passed! What is wrong with you? Like, something like that. Like, I was just so happy. Like, I was laying down on the couch, and like, when I heard about that and she told me that I passed, I literally jumped out of the couch, and it just kept like, I'm an intern. I remember getting excited about it, because I'm finally gonna be able to wear that blue lab gown that everyone worked so hard for, and it's just an amazing feeling, you know. And it's just like I don't even remember if I cried, but like I remember being so happy and ecstatic, and it's just like everything is, I'm suddenly telling myself that everything was just so worth it. Like, you know, all of the hardships, all of the emotional, mental, physical challenges that I went through, it's all worth it. And like I'm finally gonna be able to experience wearing that blue lab gown Like it was everything for me. Okay, pretty much during internship, it was such a fun time. I got to meet and got close to some of the medtechs, and also like it was really just very fun because that's when I got close to other people in my batch that I haven't really hung out with during the previous years. So we were all just having fun, pretty much dancing to K-pop songs. So it was just a great experience for me, and that pretty much sums up my experience as a medical technology student at Cebu Doctors University. And I'm very proud that I am a graduate of that university. They give out very good trainings for medical courses. It's just amazing. And also I'm very proud of my college department camps. Very hardcore training, and the professors, I couldn't thank them enough. They are very passionate when they're teaching. And to tell you guys, like, this certain topic, it's very difficult to discuss, but like they make it so easy for us to understand. So number one on this is talk to your friends or family. This is very important because at this time when everything is getting difficult, it's very important to have a support system. Trust me, you need it because it's not going to be easy. And honestly, like, it was difficult for my other batchmates because they're living away from their parents. Some of them come from different cities, so like they're away from their family. So I couldn't imagine being in that position. But like luckily for me, I come home to my family. But like I said, I don't really like open up much to them, which is also like like a sad thing for me because it wasn't easy for me to open up to anyone, not unless it's someone who's who's going through the same thing as I do. I'm gonna say this again, don't waste your time crying over a failed exam because like we go through all of that, and even the smartest person in our batch sometimes would fail. So it's that challenging, you guys. I'm not gonna like keep on using the word difficult. It's challenging, and you shouldn't feel too bad about it because like the only thing that you could do is to do better, to study more, and like tell yourself that you're going to do better on the next exam. And don't waste your time crying over something because it's not going to help you, and it's going to linger in your mind longer. Then you won't be able to focus on the next topics that you're going to study for. So like instead of crying for 30 minutes, spend the time studying instead. So that would really help you. Yeah, I know it's not healthy as well, but like in reality you really wouldn't have the time to like let all of these feelings sink in, and it wouldn't be good to like let the negative thoughts linger in your mind for so long because then you wouldn't be able to focus. Just think about it this way: if you fail, then tell yourself that you're gonna do better. Next, number 3, I don't think I've ever applied this quite as often as I would want to, but take time to relax. Do take time for yourself, and as much as possible still enjoy a hobby outside school. Like if you love to paint, if you love to sing, if you love to dance, then take the time to relax and still enjoy those things, because there has to be a balance of everything. If you're just gonna study and take the time, you're gonna be like me, you're gonna be depressed. So if you have the time, like if you don't have things to study for, if it's like the end of the semester, then take the time to go on a vacation or spend time with your family, spend time with your friends. Don't spend it worrying about the grades that you received. Just take the time to relax and let your mind breathe, because aside from taking care of your physical health, it's very important to take care of your mental health as well. So that helps. If you have a hobby outside the medical field, then go do it. Eat your breakfast or lunch before taking the exam. This is very important, you guys. I know a lot of people skip their meals before taking an exam, but for me, it's really very important to eat something. That way your brain can function very well. Also, take vitamin C's. It wouldn't help you if you get sick, because you'd be like, one day of being absent, you'd be missing out on a lot of things, a lot of topics. Like even a 1 hour of lecture is going to take you a lot of time to study for that. So if you miss out on that, then you have to start from scratch and like just try to understand all of these things on your own. So avoid getting sick, eat well, and take your vitamin C's, because guys, you have to accept the fact that you won't be getting enough sleep. So you have to help your body So take your vitamins and please do eat well and eat healthy. I mean, this is coming from me who eats McDonald's every morning. Jesus. But don't follow me. Just eat healthy. Okay. Be diligent in taking notes, because not a lot of people would share their notes to you, but like I'm just lucky that I am in the group that actually shares notes and are very diligent to make notes, because we actually enjoy it, and we even buy a lot of colored ball pens. We obsess over those ball pens, and we obsess over highlighters as well, like different colors, especially when those pastel highlighters came out. Like I got all the colors and I'm just really like obsessed with it. So actually buying like new stuff like that like makes me want to study, so somehow that helps. Also, don't forget to pray. Always pray and have faith. This is very important, so that you have something to hold on to. And then very important that I haven't realized and appreciated when I was still a student, I'm gonna tell you: trust the system. You wouldn't understand it at first, especially when you're still struggling as a medical technology student. Like all you could ever think about was like, oh my gosh, this is like too much to study, like I have no time to sleep, blah blah blah, this is so hard, this is so difficult. Like that's all that's going on in your head. But like when you are reviewing for the board exam, when you graduate and when you take the board exam and pass and get your license, that's when you'll realize that you'll be glad that you trusted the system, because the system actually works and the professors know what they are doing. You might think they're harsh, but they're actually just preparing you for the battle, like the final battle for you to get your license. So yeah, it actually helped a lot and I couldn't thank them enough. So it's pretty much it for this vlog, and I really do hope you enjoy. For everyone who is taking up medical technology right now and you're struggling, remember that what you are going through, I went through, and we took up the same road. And you know, you just have to go through it and really have faith that you'll pass. Never ever give up. And you might not appreciate the weight of these words, but it's all going to be worth it. Just think about the day that you're going to be wearing your toga. Think about the day that you are going to be rotating around hospitals doing your internship. Think about the day that you're going to get your license. I'm telling you guys, it's all going to be worth it. Have faith. Keep on telling yourself that no matter how hard this is, I am going to pass. And that should be your mantra for every day. Never give up. And you know, just do your best, because that's really all that you can do. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Keith, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!